Hi there, how are you doing? Are you good? Great, brilliant, glad to hear it. What we have here is this, a robot vacuum cleaner. And right here we have Pancake. And she's going to be watching what I'm doing. Alright, so as usual, I'll open this up and we'll go through it bit by bit. Now, I've already got 2 vacuum cleaners. A little bit more information in the previous video on those. Here is a quick clip. Scratchy, scratchy. Scratchy, scratchy. Yeah, and I also had another robot vacuum, which I didn't quite make a video on. I put one on Instagram. But I didn't really bother making a video on that one. It was good, but the software for it, which you install on your phone, didn't work properly, kept crashing, which basically rendered that robot vacuum useless, pretty much. Despite that, it did still do a pretty good job. So I am expecting a little bit more from this vacuum. I'm expecting the software to work for it, and for the vacuum to do a reasonably good job. Alright, so let's open this up. Okay, box inside a box. And there we have a bit of a picture of it. Now she is going to sniff that box, but then get into there. And I'll remove this. And right here on the side we have a bit more information. Product model, it's the M7. Okay, let's see what we have on the inside. So we have a quick start guide. Here we have Pancake inspecting everything. For the application, what you can do is scan this and you can then download it. And here we have an instruction manual. Here we have an air filter. This here is used as the mop. So this thing mops as well as vacuums. And here we have the brushes, and this has 2 of them. Now for the vacuum itself. Alright, so we have a power cord. That there in the corner is a charge base, and here we have the vacuum. Alright, so that is what it looks like. Very reflective. Now budget vacuum cleaners, what they do is they'll go around your room like a pinball. So just randomly. Whereas slightly more expensive vacuum cleaners use something like this. A laser, so it sees where it's going. It can do it at night when there is no light, 0 light, and also it'll go around the perimeter of your room first, which is the outside, and then it'll fill in the gaps. And that there is what the charging base looks like. Also very reflective. Okay, so this right here on the back is the water tank, and you take that out, fill it with water, put it back in, and attach this to the bottom. This would go on something like this, I think. Never done it before. First time I'm doing it. There we go. Like that. And then it would sit on the floor like that and vibrate. 500 high frequency vibrations a minute. Now personally, I'm not too sure if I'm going to use this mop feature. But for now, I'll take it off. Alright, so these spinning bristle brush things go on like that. And we have the other one. Alright, so once it's vacuumed and everything, to empty this out, what you do is you lift this up. And that is where the dust is collected. So under the lid we have a Wi-Fi button and a reset button. And we have this, which can help you remove any hairs from the roller brush or just dust in general. So this comes out like that, and we already have a filter on there, and it all comes through that little gap right there. Okay, so right here is where I put the docking station next to the wall. There's a few things to the side of it, but that is where I put the previous vacuum cleaner's docking station too. Alright, so just like the other robot vacuum cleaner I had, what I'm going to do is push this onto the charging base and it should start charging. Yeah, the light turned on. Nice. Alright, so I guess that's switched on. Now to download the app. Alright, so what I've got here is my older phone, and I thought I'd try this with an older phone because a lot of people still have older phones. So scan that with Google Lens, and then we'll go to the website, and right there, as you can see, it says download now. So I've just registered an account and signed in. Now I'm going to add the device, and right there we have vacuum cleaner. And now it's connecting to the internet and doing a few things. Alright, so now we have it connected. How am I going to call it? Alright, let's call it Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
Okay, so there we have Jeff online. Now this vacuum cleaner has 3 different water flow levels, and you can see them at the top. You've got low, standard and high, as well as off. We've also got the same for the suction levels, so I'll leave it on standard. Now the battery on this thing is 5200 mAh, so what I'll do now is we'll set this off and see how well it does. Although to be honest, there's not a lot of dust around, or cat hairs or anything like that, so I guess time will tell. Okay, so on the app I'm just going to press start cleaning, and it started straight away. Alright, it's not doing too bad. Is it going to swallow the ball? I think it's on top of it. Oh, there it is. Here we have the cat litter. Now the other vacuum I had used to get stuck on these. By the way, the other vacuum is a D-shaped one. Alright, so I've paused it, let's send it back. Nice. Okay, so that right there is how I used to have them. There's a good amount of space around them. And now we'll start it off again.
Start cleaning.
It's actually doing quite well on this part. The previous robot vacuum I had used to climb there. Alright then, after a quick 15 minutes, it's pretty much done. Now, I forgot to open some of these doors down here, so I'm going to start this again. Now the bar stools that I've got, the previous vacuum used to get stuck on them and then call me for help. It would send a notification via the app and I'd see it and I'd have to come and sort it out. This one, it might have got a little violent now and then, but I mean it was stuck, so if you get stuck you'd get violent too. So I'm going to open all these doors now, and once this is mapped to the entire downstairs floor, I'm going to set some no-go zones around the bar stools. Alright, so let's start it off again. This time all the doors are open and we'll get a bigger map. Alright, so there we have it. It's done the entire lower level of the house and it's mapped it all out, as you can see. Now I need to take off a couple of minutes. It took 40 minutes in total, but it was going a little mental around the bases of the bar stools. So when I set the no-go zones around those, it should be able to complete this entire thing in about 35 minutes, I think. Now let's take a look in the dust bin, if that's what it's called. So we lift this up and that is what we have. Most of that's probably off the carpet.
Please install the dustbin.
It is called the dustbin. And there we have it, a nice close-up. And there we have it emptied out and ready to be used again. close the lid, and I think I press one of those buttons. One on the left.
Go back to charge.
Alright, so on the app what I've done is I've set up virtual walls. So I've got 2 in the corner there, and then 2 each around these bar stools. Reason for that is because a no-go zone, or no-go area as it's called on this app, looks like this, which is fine, but when you set the size you want it, it doesn't get any smaller than that. So maybe that could be an area of improvement for the app. Alright, so before my camera's battery dies, let's see how well this virtual wall works. We've got one going diagonally across here, so I'm not expecting it to climb these bar stools. Alright, it's not going all the way up. Okay, not bad. Virtual walls work. Alright, so that is the Midea M7 robot vacuum cleaner. There'll be a link in the description if you're interested. Check it out, and I'll catch you in the next one.